Introduction to Forex Trading. Sources of Market News. In this video tutorial, we will cover how and where you can obtain information about key market events, key news events which may have very strong impact on the foreign exchange market. And one particular source that we will refer to throughout the course and throughout these video tutorials is forexfactory.com. As you can see in the logo itself, that is how it is spelt. Let's spend some time familiarizing ourselves with this website, as it's very important that you understand how to read the information it displays. Though it might look very simple and quite easy to understand, most people do not know how to use it specifically with information that's relevant to the news release at that point in time. Let's do a quick run-through. First and foremost, you have the main panel here, which gives you an easy-to-understand list of all the news releases that have been released and will be released. As we are looking at the course of the week now, this is a week which has been full of news events, and all the news events have been released, as you can see. Now let's look at the other panels first before we jump back to this. The one which you see on the left is your calendar selector. You can choose specific weeks by clicking on these small arrows at the left side, and that will show you the schedule for the respective week. So this week has already passed from 28th of Feb to March the 6th. As we are looking over here, all the events have already been released for this particular week. So we look at the next one, which is from March the 7th. You will see that the news releases have not happened as yet. How do you tell the difference? Well, these recent news events are scheduled to happen. And as you can see, the actual column here is empty. When the actual news release happens, this column will be filled up with the respective reports, with the respective data that has come with the particular news event. Let us go back again. As you can see, this is the particular week that we're in now, which has already passed. And all the numbers, so this is the week that has passed, and all the respective data for that particular event will be updated in this column, as we see. Okay, so let's zoom into this specific table, and let's go column by column to understand what we're looking at. Now, first and foremost, you have the weekly schedule displayed here. If you go to forexfactory.com, on the home page, you will see events specific to that particular date. Whichever day you're in, you will only see events for that day. So today, on Saturday, there is only one news event which happened in the morning. And it's not very exciting to see the market. We do not have much stuff happening. The market is closed on Saturdays and Sundays. Now, if we were to look at the market on a weekly basis, this is what we have, and all the various days are separated for you nicely, so you can tell them apart. So this is the weekly display of the news events and the overall week for February 28th to March the 6th. The individual dates, given by the various shades of colour, 28th of February, 1st of March, 2nd of March, and so on, are all shown in this central table. Now the next column is the time of this news event. Now it's very, very important that you take time to do this now, so that you can change the time of this web page specific to your own time zone. How do you do that? Now look at this column. Just above here, the heading over here, you can see time and date options, which is a clickable link option. And when you've clicked on it, it will take you to this customization page, which will allow you to change the time of your Forex Factory account so that it reflects the time zone to where you are. This is very important, and you have to do this. So let's just choose where we are right now. I'm in Singapore, so I would be choosing GMT +8. So I will choose this time zone. And depending on which part of the year and where in the world you are, you might want to check if daylight saving time affects your time zone. So please take care of that as well and leave the start of the week as Sunday. The time format will be AM, PM. Once you've done that, click on Save Changes. As soon as you have clicked on Save Changes, you will notice that the page now with updated time bearing of where you are with respect to your system time. So a good way to check is, once you've submitted the changes, check on the actual time being shown versus your computer time. So what we have over here is 5:33 p.m., which is pretty much the time zone where I am. So as long as these times tally, that is the objective of what we want to achieve. Now that's done, we can go back to where we were and look at the calendar again. So let's jump back. You will notice now that the news events will reflect the time zone that you are in, and not the time zone where the news is from, which is very important because otherwise you would be doing a lot of time conversion and sometimes it can go wrong. So it's important we are aligned to proper standard time zones first. And let's just keep your local time so it's easier for scheduling. And from then on, we can take it forth for whatever trading we do off that event. As you can see, all these events are now changed to the time that you are in. So for example, US-based economic data comes at 11 p.m. my time, Singapore time, which is about 10 a.m. in the US. So it's very important to get this right, and you will be able to look at the market with more precise timing. Now that we've done the time change, the next column is currency. This is the specific currency that will be affected should this news come out. So look at this event. The Reserve Bank of Australia, Governor Stevens, speaking. And when this news breaks out, the Australian dollar will be the most affected currency. So what you would like to do when you are looking at a specific news event to trade, you would want to pair this particular currency with another currency, making your currency pair. Now we'll speak about how relative strength is used and how you can create your synthetic pairs to give you the best mileage, to give you the best leverage when you're creating your own currency pairs when trading for any news event or any trading for that matter. So that is something you would want to pay attention to. But for the time being now, just stick to for whatever currency being shown over here. Just remember that you have to take this currency and pay